I want to ask you something, and I need you to not answer too quickly. Because the first answer, the one that comes fast, that's the one you've practiced. When someone asks how you are, what do you say? And what do you actually mean? Most of us have gotten very good at this. The pause before "I'm fine," the slight adjustment in posture, the version of yourself you send out into the room first, the one that holds it together, the one that doesn't make things complicated, the one that people need you to be. I've been thinking about pretending. Not the lying kind, not the obvious kind, but the quiet, daily kind. The kind where you smile through something that isn't okay. The kind where you say, "I'm just tired," when what you mean is something much bigger. The kind where you keep showing up, performing okay, because the alternative feels too risky, too honest, too needy, too much. And somewhere along the way, you learned that it was easier to manage your own feelings before they inconvenienced someone else. Easier to be the strong one. Easier to be the one who doesn't need much. I remember someone saying to me once, "I don't even know how I really feel anymore." Not in a dramatic way, just quietly. Like they had been performing for so long, they'd misplaced the original. And I didn't say anything, because I knew exactly what they meant. Here's what I want to ask you. Who are you when no one is watching? Not the version you curate, not the version you explain to other people, not the version that justifies itself. Just you, the one under all of it. What does that person actually feel right now? Because I think, for a lot of people, the honest answer is different from the practiced one. There are things we pretend about, not because we're fake, not because we're dishonest people, but because the truth, the real one, feels too vulnerable to say out loud. So we perform the version that keeps things running. We perform okay so other people don't worry. We perform strength so no one feels the need to check in. We perform fine so we don't have to explain the complicated version. And maybe you've gotten so good at it that you do it to yourself. You perform fine to yourself. You skip past the feeling before it gets too real. You rationalize before you have a chance to actually feel it. And the version of you that knows the truth, the real, unedited version, has been waiting a long time to be heard. What is it trying to say? I want to tell you something that might be uncomfortable to hear. The pretending isn't protecting you. I know it feels like it is. I know it feels like if you stop performing okay, if you let the real version out, things might fall apart. People might see too much. You might become too much. But here's what I've noticed. The pretending costs more than you think. Every time you say, "I'm fine," when you're not, a little part of you stops believing it. Every time you perform strength you don't have, you train yourself to distrust your own needs. Every time you compress something real to make it more manageable, you get a little more disconnected from yourself. And over time, you don't even know where the performance ends and the real thing begins. What are you pretending about right now? Not dramatically, not the obvious things, but the quiet ones. Are you pretending that you're okay with how something turned out? Are you pretending that you don't care when you actually do? Are you pretending to be further along than you are, closer to okay than you actually feel? Are you pretending that this is enough when part of you knows it isn't? Let that sit for a moment. I'm not asking you to announce it. I'm not asking you to tell everyone. I'm not asking you to fall apart. I'm just asking you to stop pretending to yourself. Because there's a difference between choosing not to share something and not even allowing yourself to acknowledge it. One is a boundary. The other is a slow erosion. What would happen if, just for tonight, you let yourself know the truth? Not to fix it, not to share it, just to acknowledge it. To say, this is where I actually am. Stopping pretending doesn't mean you have to expose yourself. It doesn't mean you have to be raw with everyone all the time. It just means somewhere in your private interior, you stop the performance. You let yourself be where you actually are. You let yourself feel what you actually feel, without immediately managing it, without immediately explaining it, without immediately making it okay. Just for a moment, just to remember who's in there. Because the honest version of you, the one underneath all the performing, doesn't need to be fixed. It just needs to be met. I don't know what you've been carrying. I don't know what you've been performing. But I think you do. And I think, somewhere in you, you're a little tired of it. Not tired in a dramatic way, just the quiet tired that comes from being slightly not yourself for a very long time. What would it feel like to stop? Not forever, not with anyone else, just with yourself. Just tonight. What would it feel like to say, even just internally, this is where I actually am. This is what I actually feel. And I'm allowed to know that. You don't have to have it figured out. You don't have to be healed. You don't have to be ready to share it. You just have to be honest about it, to yourself. Maybe that's all honesty really is. Not the performance of being okay. Not the performance of having it together. Just the quiet permission to know how you actually feel. And maybe what matters more than you realized is already there. It's just been buried under everything you thought you had to be.